Welcome to today's video, where we're stepping into a romantic grandma's house tour that feels like a journey through time. This sweet green farmhouse cottage is filled with timeless antiques, cozy vintage charm, and seasonal decorations that will make you fall in love. If you love farmhouse style, cottage interiors, or vintage-inspired home decor, this tour will give you endless ideas for your own home. Let's begin our journey inside this enchanting romantic farmhouse cottage. As you approach the house, the farmhouse exterior immediately invites you in with its romantic green shutters, whitewashed walls, and flower-filled window boxes. The cozy porch is decorated with antique rocking chairs, seasonal wreaths, and vintage lanterns that give the entrance a timeless feel. This first impression sets the stage for everything we'll see inside. A home that balances farmhouse coziness, romantic charm, and antique details. The entryway feels like stepping back into your grandmother's arms. Here, vintage baskets, antique mirrors, and cottage-style hooks for coats create a welcoming mood. Seasonal touches, like fresh flowers or dried wreaths, instantly make the space feel alive. This small area proves that even the simplest corners can hold romantic farmhouse cottage charm, especially when styled with antiques that tell a story. The living room is the heart of this romantic grandma's cottage. Antique wooden furniture mixes with soft slip-covered sofas in muted tones, creating a perfect balance of comfort and tradition. Seasonal pillows in floral prints add warmth, while an antique rug anchors the space. Every piece feels curated and loved, making this living room not just beautiful, but deeply personal. At the center of the living room is a charming farmhouse fireplace. Its antique mantel is decorated with vintage candlesticks, seasonal garlands, and framed family photos. The fireplace represents the soul of the cottage, a place where memories are made. This timeless antique element ties the entire room together, creating a warm romantic atmosphere. One of the most magical parts of this home is how seasonal decoration blends seamlessly with the antiques. From fall pumpkins to Christmas greenery and spring flowers, the decor always feels in harmony with the farmhouse style. This approach shows how you can keep your seasonal home decor fresh while staying true to a vintage, timeless look. Moving into the dining room, you'll find an antique wooden table surrounded by mismatched vintage chairs, creating a lived-in farmhouse feel. The centerpiece often changes with the season: fresh flowers in spring, pumpkins in fall, or evergreen branches in winter. The dining room truly embodies the romantic farmhouse cottage aesthetic, perfect for family gatherings or cozy meals. Grandma's collection of antique china is proudly displayed in a farmhouse hutch. Each plate, teacup, and serving dish tells a story of the past. These timeless antiques transform the dining room into a nostalgic, romantic space. The soft colors and floral details of the china add to the cottage charm and show how antiques can be both decorative and functional. The kitchen combines practicality with beauty. Open shelving showcases antique bowls, jars, and farmhouse crockery. Wooden cutting boards and enamel pitchers add rustic charm. Seasonal touches, like fresh herbs or fruit displays, keep the kitchen lively and welcoming. This romantic farmhouse kitchen proves that a working space can also be filled with love, warmth, and vintage charm. What makes this home unique is the feeling of grandma's touch in every detail. From hand-stitched linens to vintage recipe books, every corner tells a story of tradition. The kitchen is not just a place to cook, but a place where family memories, antique treasures, and farmhouse style blend seamlessly together. One of the most inspiring ideas is how tablescapes change with the season. In spring, you'll find fresh flowers and pastel linens. In autumn, rustic wood tones and pumpkins dominate. For Christmas, vintage glass ornaments and greenery add sparkle. These details show how seasonal decor can bring life to a farmhouse cottage kitchen. The bedroom feels like a sanctuary. Antique iron bed frames, floral quilts, and lace curtains create a soft, romantic mood. Seasonal touches like cozy throws in winter or light cotton in summer make the room welcoming all year long. This is the essence of romantic farmhouse cottage living: timeless, cozy, and filled with heart. Grandma's love for antique linens shines in the bedroom. Lace-trimmed pillowcases, hand-embroidered quilts, and soft vintage fabrics make the space feel personal and inviting. These timeless antiques prove that romantic decor doesn't need to be modern. Sometimes, the oldest treasures bring the most warmth. Even the bathroom carries romantic charm. Antique mirrors, clawfoot tubs, and vintage-style faucets make the space feel timeless. Seasonal touches like lavender sprigs or cozy candles keep the bathroom fresh. This shows how even practical spaces can embrace the farmhouse cottage style. Changing out seasonal details keeps the bathroom visually appealing. For autumn, pumpkins and rustic baskets. For Christmas, evergreen garlands and scented candles. For spring, fresh flowers and pastel towels. These touches prove that seasonal decor can enhance even the smallest farmhouse spaces. Hallways are often overlooked, but in this cottage, they're full of antique picture frames, vintage mirrors, and seasonal wreaths. These transitional spaces tie the home together, reminding us that every corner can shine with romantic farmhouse inspiration. Throughout the house, antique furniture plays a starring role. Each piece, from a distressed wooden dresser to a farmhouse hutch, has a story. These timeless antiques connect us to the past, bringing both function and beauty to the home. This is what makes romantic farmhouse cottages so inspiring. The porch is one of the most romantic parts of the home. Seasonal decorations, like spring florals, summer lanterns, autumn pumpkins, and Christmas greenery, transform the porch all year long. This makes the farmhouse cottage always feel welcoming, no matter the season. Stepping outside, the garden is filled with vintage tools, antique planters, and rustic furniture. These timeless antiques blend perfectly with seasonal flowers, creating a farmhouse garden that feels romantic and alive. The garden path lined with seasonal blooms, antique benches, and vintage lanterns feels like a fairy tale. This outdoor charm completes the tour, showing how cottage-style antiques and seasonal decor can extend beyond the home into the garden. What makes this home extra special is how seasonal decoration blends with antiques so naturally. From spring blossoms to holiday cheer, every change of season brings a fresh romantic look. It's proof that seasonal home decor doesn't need to be complicated to be beautiful. This tour is not just about looking, it's about inspiration. Whether you live in a cottage, farmhouse, or modern home, adding a few antiques and seasonal touches can transform your space. The romantic grandma's house style shows us that warmth and charm never go out of style. Antiques bring soul to a home. Unlike mass-produced furniture, each antique carries history, character, and craftsmanship. When combined with farmhouse style and seasonal decor, antiques create a layered, romantic look that's both personal and timeless. This home is the perfect blend of romance, farmhouse coziness, and cottage charm. By mixing antiques with seasonal decor, it becomes more than just a house. It becomes a reflection of family, tradition, and timeless beauty. Thank you for joining this romantic grandma's house tour. We've explored sweet farmhouse rooms, cozy cottage decor, and timeless antiques that make this home unforgettable. From seasonal decorations to vintage treasures, every corner tells a story of warmth and love. If you felt inspired by this tour, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more seasonal home decor and farmhouse cottage inspiration. Until next time, may your home be filled with timeless charm.